I turned 35 last month, and instead of celebration, all I heard were whispers. She's still not married? What's wrong with her? Time is not on her side. I smiled, pretended I didn't hear them. But the truth is, every word hurt. Family gatherings became something I feared. Not because I didn't belong, but because I knew exactly what was coming. The questions, the looks, the judgment. When are you settling down? Don't you want a husband? Or are you just too picky? Sometimes they laughed. Sometimes they whispered. But I heard everything, and I felt it all. I tried to act strong, to brush it off, to pretend it didn't matter. But deep inside, it broke me a little more each time. It wasn't like I didn't try. I loved. I trusted. I gave my heart fully. But every time, something went wrong. They left. They changed. Or they showed me a side of love that I never wanted to experience again. And with each heartbreak, I lost a piece of myself. Until one day, I got tired. Not of love, but of pain. Tired of explaining myself. Tired of proving my worth. Tired of being made to feel like I was incomplete. Then came the worst part. The pity. Oh, sorry, dear. It will happen one day. Those words didn't comfort me. They reminded me that people saw me as lacking something, as if my life wasn't enough. As if I wasn't enough, I started avoiding people, avoiding gatherings, avoiding conversations that always led to the same place. Marriage. As if that was the only thing that defined a woman. But what hurt the most was when it came from my own family. The people who were supposed to understand me, the people who were supposed to support me. Instead, they made me feel like a failure. At 35, I wasn't just single. I was misunderstood, judged, and alone. But what they didn't know, what no one knew, was that my story wasn't what they thought. There was something about me, something I had never told anyone. A truth I carried quietly, a secret that changed everything. And the day it would come out was the day everything would change. They thought I was single because something was wrong with me. But the truth was, I walked away. I walked away from love that didn't respect me, from men who lied, who cheated, who made me feel like I had to shrink myself just to be accepted. I wasn't single because no one wanted me. I was single because I refused to settle. I remember the last relationship I was in. I gave it everything. My time, my love, my patience. I ignored the red flags, because I believed love was about sacrifice, until one day I found out the truth. He wasn't just lying to me. He was living a completely different life behind my back. And in that moment, something inside me broke. Not my heart, but the illusion of what I thought love was. I cried. I questioned myself. I wondered if I was the problem. But deep down, I knew I deserved better. So I made a decision, a hard one. I chose to walk away. Not because it was easy, but because I respected myself. And after that, I stopped chasing love. I stopped forcing connections. I stopped trying to fit into what people expected me to be. Instead, I started focusing on me. I started rebuilding my life. My peace, my happiness. While people were busy asking me why I wasn't married, I was busy healing. While they were laughing, I was growing. While they were judging me, I was becoming someone stronger. But of course, they didn't see that. They only saw a 35-year-old woman who was single. What they didn't see was a woman who had chosen herself. And that was my secret. For a long time, they laughed at me. They whispered. They judged me, and I stayed quiet. I didn't defend myself. I didn't explain. Because I knew they wouldn't understand. But life has a way of revealing the truth. Slowly, things started to change. The same people who mocked me started noticing something different. I wasn't sad anymore. I wasn't chasing anyone. I wasn't trying to prove anything. I was at peace, and that confused them. How is she so happy alone? They started watching me closely, trying to understand. But what they didn't know was that my life had changed completely. While they were busy talking about me, I was building something for myself. I focused on my work. I grew. I invested in myself. And slowly, everything started falling into place. The same woman they pitied was now glowing, confident, unbothered. And then one day, something unexpected happened. Someone from my past came back. The same man who once made me feel like I wasn't enough. Standing right in front of me again. This time, he wasn't proud. He wasn't confident. He looked regretful. "I miss you," he said softly. I made a mistake. I looked at him. And for the first time, I felt nothing. No pain, no anger, No love. Just peace. And that's when I realized I had truly moved on. But he wasn't the only one. The same people who once laughed at me now looked at me differently. With respect. With curiosity. Even with a little regret. Because the woman they once mocked was no longer the same. And deep down, they knew it. I used to think something was wrong with me. That maybe I was the problem. That maybe I wasn't enough. But I was wrong. There was never anything wrong with me. I was just surrounded by people who didn't understand my worth. At 35, they called me late. They called me picky. They called me a failure. But today, those same people look at me differently. Not because I got married, not because I proved them right, but because I proved them wrong. I built a life for myself. A life filled with peace, with purpose, with happiness, without forcing anything, without begging for love, without losing myself. And the truth is, I'm not single because I'm not wanted. I'm single because I choose myself, because I know what I deserve, because I refuse to settle. And now, the same people who once laughed at me ask me how I did it. They ask me how I became so strong, so confident, so unbothered, and I just smile. Because they finally see what I knew all along. My life didn't start when I got married. My life started when I chose myself. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. It's better to be alone than to be in the wrong company, because peace is worth everything.